Welcome back to part 3 of the 2-point perspective video tutorial brought to you by thevirtualinstructor.com. In part 1 we basically just drew the cube using 2-point perspective, and in part 2 we added a little bit of detail to it and showed you how you could turn it into a building. In part 3 I'm going to show you how you would draw a cube above the horizon line and one below the horizon line. And really this is going to show a lot of the theory behind 2-point perspective. So I've drawn my horizon line. I've drawn 2 vanishing points spread out apart from each other on the horizon line. Then I draw the corner of the object. Then I'm going to draw lines to each of the vanishing points. Here I'm starting with the left vanishing point. And then to the right vanishing point. And of course this is going to be a cube or box below the horizon line to start off with. The next thing I do is I'm going to draw 2 vertical lines to indicate where this object is going to end, and really make sure these are vertical lines and that they're not slanted at all. That's a common mistake I see, that the lines aren't really vertical, they're slanted. Now we've got what I call the flying book stage, and we're going to go from that corner to the opposite vanishing point. We're going to do the same thing on this side and go from that corner to the opposite vanishing point, and that's going to give us the information for the rest of our cube or our box. So I'm going to go to the opposite vanishing point and do the same thing right here. Opposite vanishing point, and then there is our box using 2-point perspective. I'll make those lines just a little bit darker so you can see. That cube. So you draw the corner first, draw lines to the vanishing point on each side of that corner. Then you figure out where the object ends by drawing vertical lines on each side of the original corner. Then you go from the tip of those corners all the way to the vanishing point on the other side, the opposite vanishing point, and that will reveal your 3-dimensional cube here. And now for a box above the horizon line, you do the exact same thing. You're going to start with the corner of the object in between the 2 vanishing points. So there's my corner, and then you're going to go to the vanishing point on both sides from the end of each one of those, from each end of the corner. There you go. And then the opposite vanishing point. Then next you draw the vertical lines to indicate where the object ends on either side. We'll have that object end right there, and we'll have it end right there. Then you go to the opposite vanishing point. So we're going to go to the opposite vanishing point from that corner. There you go. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And that's how you draw a cube or any other object using 2-point perspective when that object is above the horizon line or below the horizon line. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial.